drivers of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series are at Virtual Rock. A lot of history at this racetrack in the Sandhills of North Carolina. It is on iRacing tonight. The Rockingham Speedway hosts the next round. It is round number 16 of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group, and we are ready to go for 200 miles around the rock. Good evening. Welcome to coverage, LSRTV, and for those that are listening to the radio call on the Community Radio Network, I am Wesley Outland in North Carolina. In Spokane, Washington is Mr. Greg Rance, joining us all the way from the other side of the U.S. of A. And, of course, at the LSRTV headquarters in Texas is Charles Wooten. Greg, The Rock, what can we say, man? This is going to be a fun race tonight. We love Rockingham.
We've gone back in the time machine, Wesley. We gotta love it whenever we get to descend upon Rockingham. Ready to rip here. 172 laps the distance here tonight for 175 miles at the world-famous the Rockingham Speedway, located in the foothills of North Carolina. It's going to be so much fun to watch these guys rip around this old-school racetrack, Wesley. This track put on so many great races in the course of its history. Hopefully, it's one of those tracks that's on the way back to us, as there's a couple tracks in North Carolina that we hope are on the way back. This is one of them, and the rumors are picking up some steam that this track may be making a return at some point soon. But we're going to see a little bit of a preview of it tonight, and we love it when we get to come here to the Rock.
Well, we do know that Rockingham Speedway will be hosting the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour late model stock event in November of this year, of 2021. But we'd love to see the return of NASCAR, the Trucks Xfinity Cup Series, obviously. Last time they ran a race was, 2004, I think it was, and Bill Elliott won that race. So it's been a long time since there's actually been a Cup race here at the Rockingham Speedway. But, man, we're going to have fun here tonight, iRacing. Again, 175 miles, 140 laps. Take a look, or 200 miles, 172 lap race. Let's take a look at the race information presented by Race on Texas. 30-minute practice has wrapped up. We're about to start qualifying. Qualifying will lock in the starting lineup for the drivers that will go 172 laps around Rockingham Speedway tonight. And, of course, that race information is presented by Race on Texas. And we'll have some more information from Race on Texas in a moment. But let's also go to YourSawBlade.com weather conditions. Bottom right of the monitor, and it is sunny, 76 degrees. Track temp, though, Greg, 114. Man, that's going to be treacherous on tires.
Slipping and sliding around on this racetrack is what we're going to be seeing tonight. We ran here a couple years ago on the Northwest Tour, and we saw very, very similar racing conditions. Northwest Tour, of course, being the super late model series that runs in the winter time. That's also here on LSRTV. Looking forward to Season 5 coming up here this October when we're kicking things off. But we ran here with them a couple of years ago, and it was very, very similar race conditions, and those super late model cars, they were slipping and sliding around this racetrack. Looking forward to much of the same here tonight with the Cup cars.
And remember, by the way, that join Speed Pass today on Race on Texas for just $39.99 a month, and watch of weekly racing from all over the Arklatex area, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, and more. Pick up your home track and of course, support them with 50% off the monthly subscription going directly to the track for like a kind of a donation, if you will. More information at raceontexas.com. That is, again, raceontexas.com. All right, so the stage is set. Should be a good one. We've had road course races, Greg, that have been very interesting. We've had obviously some, last week I think we were at Nashville. Of course, I wasn't. I was at the Redbud 400, but I think you and no, you were off too. So Samuel and Charles called the race, but we had the one-off dirt race last Wednesday night when we all got back together again for the race at Knoxville. That was pretty entertaining. Devin West sweeping all of dirt events for the Northwest Race Truck Cup and Truck Series this year. Now we go to the Rock, and again, this track just at over a mile There's banking in the corners. I wouldn't say precision banking. Honestly, Greg, you're going to have to fight to make some lanes here around this racetrack. So 2 and 3 wide could be a possibility, but it's not precision banking. You're going to have to fight for it.
And this is a very unique racetrack. Back in the day when the Cup Series was coming here twice a year, the fast lane was kind of up near the top, towards the middle of the racetrack, towards the middle near the top. So it'll be very interesting to see how these Gen 6 cars handle on this racetrack. This is still the current generation of Cup car. Yes, we're going to the next gen car next year in real life in NASCAR, and we are expecting to go to the next gen car here in the Northwest Cup Series next year as well. However, we are still with the current incarnation of the Cup car. This Cup car never raced at Rockingham, so what will this car like on this racetrack? I know in the ARCA cars, they like to run up near the wall, so we'll see what these current Gen 6 Cup cars do. We don't get to see this a whole lot on this racetrack, so a lot of drivers might be used to, okay, we typically try to run up near the top in the ARCA cars and such and so forth. The trucks even like to run there. We don't know what the Cup cars are going to do here, so this is going to be very interesting for the first couple laps to see if the Cup cars like it up near the top like they were in real life, or if this style of Cup car likes it down on the bottom.
Should be a good one. Should be interesting. We will step away, take a quick break to thank our sponsors like Tom Denchel Automotive Group, and when we return, the starting lineup for 172 laps of racing around the Rockingham Speedway. Coverage of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series returns on LSRTV, your home for sim racing, and on the voice of sim racing, the community radio network as well.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal, managing a team, that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Welcome back. The field is gridded, and we are ready for the Team 126 Racing starting lineup. Well, the winner last week at Nashville, ready to go for his 5th win of the year. 2 in a row. Blake Peterson for the Beaver State Clan. He's on the pole to the outside. Casey Garber, the Atlanta winner, row number 1 in 94. Row 2 on the grid, Jeff Stabnow. Yes, the Silver Bullet is now back in his traditional white, black, and red colors. Well, the man out of Billings, Montana, turned things around here at the Rock. To the outside, defending Cup Series champion, Sean Breitzman in 46. He'll be to the outside on the LSRTV row. Row 3, Dan West Jr. To the outside in the 55, to the outside, Noah Shawinski. Noah Shawinski in car number 96, part of Double B Clan. Ryan Bloom in the 25 will start in the 25-7 spot. Dan Lowther, what a good run for him. He is in the 8th spot in car 63. And around out your top 10 here at The Rock, Chris White, 83 to the outside. Dennis Moore in the 44.
Coming up on row number 6 will be Carl Burke in the number 53. You saw him a moment ago. Kevin Smith representing Tom Denchel. He will roll off outside in row number 6 as the field rolls off. We're going to have to make this quick. Brian Reynolds in the number 12 for Garber's Garage alongside Matt Gelder makes up row number 7, 13th and 14th. There's Otto, John Ottenbacher alongside Clifford, Toby Ritters. They will start 15th and 16th position. Stephen O'Hare, a truck winner earlier this year, still searching for that first Cup win. Judd Wakefield, the rookie, looks for his first Northwest Racing Series victory. Ryan Maines in the number 13 will start along Casey Tillman, fresh off of a sprint car victory at Wenatchee on Saturday night. Got to be on the call for that, looking for his first Cup win as well. Chris Torres in the number 99. Stephen Paulson, the Daytona winner. We're going to have to go quickly because the lights are off on the pace car. Caden Anderson and Big Bird, Eric Cheney, starting a little deeper in the field. Good to have them back in the field. Tyler King, BJ Tidrick, fresh off a big win in the Montana Twitch. We'll talk about that later. Aaron Cooper and Frank Harris. Wesley, 28 cars, it looks like. Nope, we got one more. Troy Daggett going to round out the field. Wesley, they're coming to you.
ready to go. 29 drivers. Green flag at the Rock for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series underway. And in turn number 1, it's Peterson on the hole shot. And ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. We are underway here at Rockingham.
Stabnow able to break away from Brightsman on the inside, and Garber for that matter, to break free and try to track down Peterson in the early stages. You're watching the battle for third early between West and Garber, as off of turn number 4, Peterson will lead lap number 1, but it's a battle for the third spot.
Off of turn number 2 now, down Thunder Alley. By the way, understanding Caden Anderson will be the 30th place starter. He started in the pits, and he's finally on track in that 37 car.
A lap down, though, as he had to start from the pits, and that's how quickly the laps click away at Rockingham. Anderson getting going, and he's a lap down early. He's going to need an early caution or to try to fight his way back under green. You know how much speed is in that number 37 car, so he might be able to get this back under green, but he is definitely going to need some help from the yellow flag today to get himself back into this one.
This race underway, 172 laps at Rockingham, and out in front for the early going. In 3 laps completed is Lake Peterson. Jeff Stabnow, that's on board with the man out of Billings, Montana right now. He leads in that second spot behind the leader, Peterson, is what I meant. And Jeff Stabnow, I wouldn't per se say it's been a bad year, Greg. Things have just not been like normal for the driver of the 24. And I know he wants to get back to victory lane. Could tonight be the night at the Rock?
Well, he's been getting himself back on track, Wesley. He did have a pretty dismal start to the year, which coincided with the end of the year last year. But he is getting things back on track, and here he is running in the top 2 early, able to get past Casey Garber on that initial start as Peterson continues to lead the way. But Stabnow getting things back on track. Still hasn't been in victory lane yet. That's very different from what we've seen from Jeff Stabnow's one car was way up the track. I believe that was the 02 of Felder that was up the track. As you look at Stephen O'Hare in the number 41, trying to track down John Ottenbacher. O'Hare picked up that big win at Pocono in the Truck Series a couple of weeks ago. Still searching for that first Cup win, trying to make his way through the field early.
Everybody, for the most part, playing nice as it is Lake Peterson continuing to lead. There is the Wicked Chassis entry, number 89, John Ottenbacher. Decent run for him right now, sitting in the 4th position. Dan West Jr., of course, his teammate. There goes Stephen O'Hare making a pass on Ottenbacher for that spot down on the inside, as that is in the top 15, if you will, for 12th and 13th. That switches Ottenbacher now to 13th, O'Hare to 14th on the racetrack.
O'Hare trying to make moves. Kind of was a little bit surprised to see him starting that deep in the field. O'Hare pretty notorious for being a pretty strong qualifier, so maybe this old racetrack kind of tricking some of the veterans here. And notice this, Wesley, we talked about that a moment ago, or before the race started. The cars are taking kind of a high arc in 1 and 2 and then making their way down to the bottom through the remaining of the corner to see what they happen here. Now this time Stabnow and Garber kind of went in low and worked their way up top just a little bit before coming back down low. So again, drivers still trying to figure out exactly how to drive these Gen 6 cars at this racetrack. This car never raced at Rockingham in real life, so they don't have a whole lot of real life data and film to go off of. So they're kind of just playing the guessing game right now, and you're seeing different drivers try different stuff.
Working down Thunder Alley. Stabnow right there behind him. You see our new ticker as well on the top of the screen. There's Judd Wakefield trying to close in. There's Clifford, Toby Ritters. Big Clifford there in the number 23 machine, sitting back at the top 20. Getting passed by Big Dog there. There you go.
You got Big Dog.
And by the way, you know what Big Dog is, right? Big Dog was a beer back in the day. I don't know if you knew that, Charles, back before your time. No, that was Red Dog. That was Red Dog. My apologies. Red Dog was the...
Yeah, I've heard of Red Dog. I never heard of Big Dog. Big Dog.
Yeah, it was Red Dog. I'm sorry.
Beer Dog. That's the dog. That's the dog that you train to get you a beer out of the fridge when you don't want to get off the recliner.
Hey, big dog, get me a beer. Take a leg, woman.
There's Casey Tillman in the number 92 behind him. Now, I got to see Casey Tillman wheel a sprint car on Saturday night in Wenatchee. I tell you, this kid is something special behind the wheel of one of those wing sprint cars. He dominated that race at Wenatchee on Saturday night, going through to get that victory. So it's fun to have him back in the Cup Series as well. On board with Casey Tillman right
Understanding
now.
something's on the back of that bumper in front of him. We're trying to find out what it says on that back bumper there.
Hey, maybe if we can't figure it out, we'll just have to ask Caden Anderson. We'll just have to ask Caden Anderson if we can't get a good look at it, because Anderson's the one that painted that car, so we'll take a peek.
Here it comes. Warning, beware of dog. Ruff, ruff. I bite you. 15 to 172. Hey, by the way, shout out to Aunt Kathy. It is good to see you back in the chat box. Checking out the broadcast in 4K Ultra HD quality. And a caution is out. So much for Aunt Kathy. Frank Harris with a probably 11 Ford.
He's in the modified, so he has definitely had a conversation with the outside retaining wall. Let's see if we can take a look at a pulse popper since the replay and see what happened.
Greg, Aunt Kathy says she's been being a grandma. That's where she's been.
Very true, and kind of got a chuckle out of something else that happened at Wenatchee this past weekend. I'll have to tell the story as soon as we take a look at what happened with Frank Harris. Oh, is that Aaron Cooper? Just got loose off of turn number 2 right in front of Harris. There's nowhere to go.
Frank Harris in that Ford Performance Ford Mustang, all beaten, battered, banged. And he will have to come to the pit lane. Who else is coming to the pit lane in the early going? As we are 16 laps in. Still a long way to go here at the Rock. A couple of cars are on the pit lane though, Greg.
Taking a look. Let's see who all comes. It's kind of a gutsy call to come this early though with those tire limits. Toby
Here comes the big dog
coming.
Got to get his paws clean.
That's a couple winners from this past weekend right there. Casey Tillman, the 92. We talked about him winning the sprint car. I want to brag on BJ Tidrick. Let's pick up the number 72 Verizon car right now. He's right behind Casey Tillman. Let's pick up that Verizon wireless number 72 car. There he is.
I like BJ. I like Verizon. I have Verizon.
Let me brag on this guy for a minute. We had this big race in the Northwest called the Montana 200. It was at its new home, Mission Valley Speedway, this past weekend. It was the first one at the new home, Mission Valley Speedway, after its previous home, Montana Raceway Park. Unfortunately, went to the great racetrack graveyard. They had only 11 cars show up for qualifying. This track only had 11 cars show up for qualifying. BJ Tidrick, the shop is in the Tri-Cities. That is about an 8-hour tow away from this racetrack. He decided at 7 p.m. the night before the race to go over, tow through the night to the racetrack just to go support the show. Got to the track at 3 in the morning, slept in the truck for 3 hours, got the car unloaded at 6 the next morning, went out, blew a rear end in practice, got the rear end fixed just before the main event started dead last on the field, got through the field, got to the lead, blew a tire, had to go back into the pits, change tires, got back out again, and won the dang race. What an effort by BJ Tidrick this past weekend. I want to brag on this guy for a bit.
Man, hey, I appreciate you telling me that story. We need to get a hold of BJ Tidrick, because I would love to have him on my Fox Sports Radio show Finish Line on Wednesday to talk about it. Wow.
I will get that conversation going.
I need to get his number.
Oh, we can just talk to him as soon as the race is over. I'll shoot him a message as soon as the race is over, and we'll make that happen for you.
Daniel Dye, Willie Allen, all going to be on the lineup on Wednesday. Under the yellow flag, 18 laps in. Lights are going to go off on the pace car. Right now, Lake Peterson leads the way. Jeff Stabnow second. Everyone else will get set up to go 2x2 for the restart. Casey Garber Dan West Jr., Chris White is your top 5. Noah Sherwinski, Dan Lowther, Kevin Smith, Brian Reynolds, and Matt Gelder. John Ottenbacher, the top 10. There you go.
Blake Peterson looking for his series-leading 5th win of the season or 6th win of the season. He has been on a tear, and that includes 2 in a row right now.
5th win. If he wins tonight, it'll be his 5th win.
4. No, that should be his 6th win of the season. He's got Atlanta. He's got Darlington. He's got Kansas. He's got Pocono, and he's got Nashville. This would be number 6.
It'll be his 6th win. You're exactly right. Yep, he is the all-time winner right now this season. It's Blake Peterson in the Beaver State Clan number 09 Chevrolet, back to speed. And he is gone again. Back to green at the Rock.
Oh, Carl Burke, the number 53, having a hard time getting going. That's a new look for Carl Burke. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, Carl Burke's only in like a blue and silver number 53. He's changed up his colors. Yeah.
He's been running something similar to that in the truck series, but that's a new look for him for sure. Hey, let's check in on the defending champion, Sean Brightsman, in that Brights Boutique Toyota Camry. He has been kind of mid-pack today after qualifying in 4th position. He's lost a little bit of ground here. I believe he was one of those guys that came down pit road. Whoa, contact back there. Who was that? I think that was the 25 of Ryan Bloom, the Monster Energy Ford, that got together with a yellow car back there. They both made the save. Yeah, there's Bloom in the 25. Who's that yellow car that he got together with? A little bit of an old-school junior motorsports late model paint scheme on Big Bird there. Eric Cheney, is that what I'm seeing there? Nesquik. Oh, okay. It's
we love chocolate milk.
Yes, we do. So, yeah. Wesley, does that not look like one of the original junior motorsports late models from like 10 years ago when Josh Berry was making his name known out there? Does that not look like one of those cars? The old blue and yellow ones?
I love my Nesquik, and I like the chocolate milk car. I always have. I was a big fan of Scott Riggs when he had the Nestle, chocolate milk car. Yeah,
he won a championship in that car, didn't he?
He did. Kevin Harvick drove one at one time too.
You know what they have in Canada still that I can't find anywhere in the States, but can find in the
Tim Hortons
north of the border? No, they still have the Nesquik cereal in Canada.
They don't have what?
They have the Nesquik cereal up in Canada. They don't have it here in the States anymore, but they do still have it north of the border.
Bring back the Nesquik cereal.
Hey, they have in Canada. Next time I'm up there, the border reopens August 9th. Next time I go up there, I will be bringing a box back.
Will you mail me a box back home to North Carolina? Mail me a box.
I could probably pull that off.
Do that for me. It'd be like a late birthday present. October 1st is my birthday. October 1st.
That's an early birthday present at that point, sir. Whoa, Dan West Jr. trying to make his way up onto the podium. He just did. Gets around Jeff Stab now, going after Casey Garber now for second. Look at the gap that Blake Peterson has already opened up. The Beaver State Bumblebees showing their stuff here. Only 2 of them in the field tonight. Blake Peterson there in the 09, leads the series and wins with 5, looking for win number 6. Teammate Noah Sherwinski is here as well. That's the gap back from 1st to 2nd right now. There's Garber in the number 94 up in 2nd. He's still searching for that first Cup win, but he did break through in the trucks earlier this year at Atlanta, a very rough racing surface. This is another one. These seem to always fall into the hands of Casey Garber.
Caution out, trouble somewhere, yellow flag, back straightaway. Sean Brightsman and Judd Wakefield.
There might be a couple more cars involved in this one. We'll have to peeky at a Pulse Poppers instant replay.
Caution out. It sounds like our producer him's been sent to the dentist or something. It's like
He had too much of that Nesquik cereal. Let's take a look at what happened. Oh, the 0-2 gets in the wall, bounces down right in front of Brightsman, and Wakefield had nowhere to go. Oh, there's a couple other cars involved. Oh, man, Clifford's in it. Who's that black and red car there as well?
Oh, no, Big Dog.
Big Dog. Who's this other car that got a piece of this? All right, so this is a lap before. We're going on board with Clifford, the big red dog.
hell is wrong with you? What are you doing?
Talking about him, by the way. He's not talking to me. I know what's wrong with me so much.
Not you, Greg. I'm talking about our producer. He sounds like he's in a dentist chair right now. It's a...
Next thing you know, he's going to start shaking a bag and say, fishy? Fishy?
Oh! Oh, my goodness. And who's the other car there in the wreck? Was it 02?
You know, that car almost reminds me of the original Mighty Ducksters, my favorite NHL team. The black and or the purple and teal.
The Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Are you serious?
Yep. I grew up in California during the height of the Mighty Ducks era. That's been my team since I was 2 years old.
Pit road. Any takers coming in? Front runners? No. We will take a break. Back with more in a moment from The Rock.
Wheel to wheel, battle for the race lead. New race lead down the backstretch.
Here comes Jamie Frederick.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Coverage from The Rock for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. I'm Wesley Outland, Samuel Dyer alongside.
No, he's not.
Him. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. It's Greg Rentz here tonight. Yeah, Samuel.
Did you get your hands on the dang laughing gas in the dentist chair?
No. I'm just reading Greg's Goldberg post on social media. That just what the hell?
Hey,
Goldberg,
hey,
Goldberg.
like that post says, Goldberg. Yeah, I can understand.
He sucks. Wrestling sucks. It's not even fun anymore. We want him back. I swear to God. Let's go. Pace car is in, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for the restart on lap number 32. Back underway here at Rockingham. And Peterson pulling away on the restart. Judd Wakefield lap car down to the inside.
He just took a
and there goes Dan West Jr., Garber. There they go. 1, 2, 3 out of 4.
West up to second, and the number 55 started fifth, so trying to gradually make his way up through the field. 25 cars took the green flag, if you're seeing that correctly. Blake Peterson in the 09. Under pressure now as you take a look. Look at Caden Anderson fighting his way back. Got that early caution. He's on the verge of cracking the top 10 now, Wesley. But the caution's out once again.
Cautions breed cautions, and my goodness, there's another one.
Let's see if we can figure out what went wrong here. Oh, that's what went wrong. 02, the Mighty Duck car. Let's take a look at what happened on the Pulse Poppers instant replay off of turn number 2. Looks like has been Calamity Corner. I believe all 3 cautions have been there off of turn number 2. That's Tillman getting a big run on Bryce. Oh, that happened before there. Dan Lowther getting a piece of it there. Oh man, that's a big one. Let's see, that's Briar Reynolds outside of Dan Lowther. Oh, just a little bit of contact there. I believe this is actually the lap before, so we're good here. You see Lowther in the 63, Reynolds in the 12. There's Wakefield trying to get up to speed, and I think I saw Culver on the outside. There he is, yeah. So coming off with turn number 4, something happens right around here. Ooh, a little bit of a bottleneck there in front. Lowther taking a peek on Stabnow. Oh! Lowther took a peek on Stabnow and just pushed up the track a little bit.
Cars are on the pit lane for the first time tonight for many, many of them. A lot of the front runners are in. Ottenbacher out. Ritter's back on the pit lane. There goes Paulison. Lake Peterson still staying out in front. He did not pit, Samuel. He had one pit. That's it. One pit stop so far. And there's still a couple of cars that have not pitted yet. So Peterson, West, White, and Smith have not pitted, and neither has Samuel or Greg. I'm sorry. And neither has Greg Hayden Anderson. You've been gone for so long, Greg. I've been used to working with Samuel. I'm sorry. My mind slipped. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not retiring. Don't you give me that box there, Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, I humbly have to say that after tonight, I am resigning. Because Charles told me to. Greg, come back. I'm sorry. I know you got a bad mic.
I'm here.
Well, so is him. He's stirring trouble. When are you gonna get your mic fixed?
Whenever him is able to tell me what the heck's wrong with it.
Oh, well, I wouldn't trust that. I'd go to a Geek Squad for he gives you an answer. He can't stop playing with his RC cars.
Yeah,
and he breaks his RC cars.
Did
Exactly.
he tell you what happened while he was playing with his RC cars?
I had a sponsor deal lined up with him for a light bar, and the next thing I know, he texts me in the morning and says, "I broke hard. Do not do the sponsorship deal." Like, okay, well, that's your fault.
Yeah, did he tell you what happened when he was playing with his RC car earlier today?
No.
He got attacked by fire ants.
If you're wondering why I'm laughing, Greg, well, actually, y'all heard it. Actually, you did. You heard what happened. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Base car is in. Here we go. We'll try this again.
Blake Peterson's led every lap thus far.
And they've not pitted yet.
But new contenders up at the front because of those non-pitters. How about Chris?
Whoa, trouble! Trouble, turn 1 on the restart.
They kept it clean.
Oh, it's a big wreck. Hendrick's involved. Smith's involved. Brian Maines, several others involved. And it started in the first turn. Is that Caden Anderson also caught up in it?
Anderson involved in the 37.
Oh, man.
Taking a look at a Pulse Poppers instant replay. Wesley, you saw the start of it. I think this started right around the 5th spot there with Ryan Bloom up there. I think that's where it all started. We're watching Anderson and Tidwell. We know they got pieces of it. Oh, there's the start of it. O'Hare
right there on the outside. Devin Smith turned. Tyler King turns into Caden Anderson. Anderson goes into Tidrick. Maines in the middle of the melee, and the other ones are there. Woo!
Ooh, Chris Torres.
The orange car. Who was that? Was that Dennis Moore?
No, Chris Torres in the 99, I believe.
Chris Torres with a good, that was a good block there. Here's on board with BJ Tidrick.
BJ Tidrick, Montana 200 winner, unfortunately just absolutely nowhere to go for this one.
He might dominate in real racing, but he just got trashed in iRacing. Watch this. But the thing is this, though, here's the thing, though, Greg. Whoa, oh my goodness. Here's the thing, though, Greg. They do have a fast repair, so they can take it.
Not done yet.
That means that there is light upon the horizon of Verizon 72. Quick break. We'll be back with more in a moment. LSRTV Series Sports coverage. Northwest iRacing Cup Series at the Rock.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Wheel to wheel, battle for the race lead. New race lead down the back stretch.
Here comes Jamie Further.
Back here at the Rock, Rockingham Speedway, Greg Rance, Wesley Outland, Charles in the house, running on the boards. And we are ready to go here. For some reason, we are showing Dennis Moore's car several times in the 44 machine, and that is because he is in front of the pace car. He is the race leader now, so Dennis Moore and Ryan Bloom will be on the front row after the leaders came to the pit lane, Greg, and we saw finally some of the front runners take on tires and fuel. That jumbles up the running order, and Jeff Stabnow will now be third when we get ready to come back to green this time by.
And he got a piece of one of those accidents earlier, so good to have him back up at the front. But Dennis Moore,
Yep.
44, he's been in victory lane a couple times in the ARCA series, never in the Cup series, though. Could tonight be the night that Dennis Moore, 44, on the door breaks through?
Could it be?
Look at Brian Reynolds up in the
Brian Reynolds in the 12 car. Yeah,
he
man.
was caught up in that incident earlier, and it looks to me from this angle like he's still got a little bit of that damage on board. The Garbage Garage number 12, green flag falls. Hey, Fatback's watching at home. Welcome back to the chat. Fatback, hope to have you back out there soon. That is the third member of the Garbage Garage team.
Michael McSwain, Fatback Michael McSwain.
I'm going to start calling him that. Oh, Stabnow with a run on the outside. That number 24, he's trying that outside lane. That's that line we talked about in the pre-race, was the typical fast way around here. Looks like Stabnow is going to be the one to try it out, and he's going to make it work. High side and handsome. He's got it.
High wide for the lead, and he made it work. Good racing all over the racetrack here as we're approaching lap number 50. New leader. Jeff Stabnow from Billings, Montana. Could tonight be the night for him to finally get off the schneid and go to victory lane? He leads in 24. The schneid means... No.
One of these days, our producer is going to forget to close his microphone, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, Sean Brightsman. Earlier in a Rex, Greg up to third now. Look at him in the 46 car, battling behind Bloom. He's there.
The defending Cup Series champion is showing why he is a Cup Series champion, as he's going to get to the bottom there of the 25 of Bloom. Move his way up in the third, bringing Brian Reynolds with him.
Good old-fashioned slugfest underway here now at the Rock.
You see up front, though, Brightsman's teammate Jeff Stabnow, yes, one's a Ford and one's a Toyota, but they're out of the same shop. And here they are trying to reel in another one tonight. First and third on the track right now.
Look at this battle now. There is
Noah Sherwinski.
Yeah.
Chris White, Chris Torres. Good to have Chris Torres back in the 99 as well. Whoa, one car up in the wall. Was Zach Anderson in the 37 that got a piece of the wall? I believe it was. Looks like he's okay to continue on. But yeah, good to have Chris Torres back. There's Anderson in the number 37 trying to track down Dan West Jr. There's Torres. He's been gone for a while. Good to have him back in the field.
Staying out in front right now is Jeff Stabnow. Bloom in second. Garber third. Dan West Jr. fourth. And it looks like Caden Anderson has got back into the top 5 as well. Watching those cars.
That's Casey Tillman in the 92. Briar Reynolds in the 12 battling it out. There's Anderson in the 37 trying to charge his way
Back in the top 10. Yep, around Briar Reynolds and them.
That's Tillman's teammate there, Caden Anderson. Casey Tillman, sprint car winner at Wenatchee on Saturday night. Here comes Casey Garber trying to fight back in the 94. He started second. He's been up as high as second in this race. He wants back up there on the podium.
Hey, by the way, I actually, Jeremy Anders posted a video on Facebook. I think it was yesterday, and I saw it. And I think it was from Wenatchee Super Oval.
Yep.
And my goodness, that's the scenery is so beautiful there. Wow.
I love this track. Garber has PUBG on his car. That's great. But yeah, I've said it for a couple of years now, Wesley. I truly believe the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval is the most scenic racetrack in the country. I love going there. One car in the wall. That may have been Garber's teammate, Briar Reynolds. No, it was Tillman in the number 92. We were just bragging on him, who won the sprint car race at Wenatchee. But going back to that, I love going to Wenatchee. One of my favorite racetracks to go to. Love the scenic backdrop of it. One of my favorite tracks in the nation to go to.
Briar Reynolds getting reports that he has got a serious handling problem on the number 12. As Bloom trying to close in on him to get around him. Also, Stephen O'Hare back there. They'll duck in behind Tillman. 55 of 172 completed. Now laps 56. People cheering on different drivers. Bryce Clark says, "Go Garber, go." Aunt Kathy, I have to say I have never met Casey, but through iRacing on LSRTV, I knew the name, and he was my pick to win in Wenatchee.
You got it right. Tell you, that was only my second time getting to watch Casey Tillman race in person, and he's a pretty good little shoe behind the wheel of one of those wing sprint cars. I really enjoyed watching him. Here's Sean Brightman. I've seen him race an open wheel car at Wenatchee as well. I've seen him flip an open wheel car at Wenatchee. I love bringing it up just because I love getting under his skin just a little bit, saying, "Hey, Sean, remember this?" But that was my first time meeting Brightman, was when he rolled the car at Wenatchee. But he's the defending Cup Series champion, always a threat to win. Here's a couple of guys with a lot of racing background in the Northwest. Dan West Jr. on the side. Caden Anderson, one of the up-and-comers in the late models. He's got a big one this weekend, Wesley. The Summer Showdown, the biggest race of the year here in the Northwest. 15,000 to win the pro late model race. That's what Caden's competing in his number 37. 25,000 to win the super late models on Saturday. If you win, you're getting double the money. $40,000 to win both, plus a $40,000 bonus. If you win both races this weekend at Evergreen Speedway, that is $80,000.
Holy cow, man! I'm in the wrong business.
And there are some heavy hitters coming up to take their shot here at the Summer Showdown. Derek Thorne coming up to try to get some redemption in the Summer Showdown. He's going to be looking for both. Preston Peltier, who's won the last 3, he's coming up with a shot at both. Chris Davidson from Texas coming up to take a shot at both. Plus, you got all the hot shots and young guns in the Northwest coming as well. Garrett Evans, the legend, he'll be taking a shot at it. Hayden Plybon, one of the drivers taking in the short track draft, he'll be in it. This is a huge weekend for racing in the Northwest. The biggest race of the year, the Summer Showdown. It's all anyone can talk about right now. Coming up this weekend, I cannot wait to go there and be a part of it.
We are working now just over 60 laps of this event for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series here at Rockingham. And Jeff Stabnow out in front. Could tonight be the night? He goes back to victory lane. What a run he's got so far.
It's got to feel good for Stabnow to be up there leading laps. That has to feel good.
I was going to say that. And normally I want to go interview him and talk to him, but I'm not going to jinx him.
No, don't.
I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not going to try to talk to him on pit lane and he crashes. Not doing it.
Your pay get cut, sir. One car there with a lot of damage on the front. That's Dan Lauder, the Northwest Sugar Chevy Camaro. He's getting ready for another big race. This weekend, we got the Summer Showdown. Next week, we've got the Idaho 200 presented by City Estate Line. $10,000 to win pro late model race. 60 cars are entered into that one for the quarter mile oval. 60 cars looking for 24 spots. 2 huge races here in the Northwest here in the next week and a half. It's a great time for racing in the Northwest. And hey, NASCAR is off for the Olympic break. This is a great opportunity if you haven't to check out your local short track here this year. You got 2 weeks of a break in NASCAR. Check out your local short track. Check us out here on LSRTV. We got tons of great stuff coming up. Just because there's no racing in the big leagues, you got plenty of stuff to get your race fix here over the next 2 weeks.
And by the way, Greg, just wanted to let him know. He asked me earlier, he said, what does Schneid mean? Get off the Schneid mean. And I was referring to Jeff Stabnow. Give a little love to Jeff Stabnow. Show his car real quickly. On lap 67 of 172. We're coming up on halfway, by the way. There is the leader, Jeff Stabnow. And according to Google and Wikipedia, to get off the Schneid means to break a scoreless, hitless, or winless streak. That pretty much sums it up.
Well, he's got 2 guys he's going to have to really worry about there. Lake Peterson was one of them, but he got really loose there in turn number 2. But Dan West Jr. and Lake Peterson both have been in victory lane this year. And Lake Peterson, again, leads the series and wins with 5. So if Stabnow wants to pull this off, he's got to go on defense here pretty quick. We're not quite halfway yet, so not quite go time there just yet. But
right.
It's still early, but Stabnow definitely, this has to feel good. A lot of smoke there on the backstretch. I think someone's been in some trouble here.
Well, let's just take 172 divided by 2 and...
I ain't doing that.
There you go. 104 laps to go. And
I ain't doing
lap
that.
86 will be halfway, by the way. Lap 86 will be halfway.
Now, be honest. Did you use the calculator there or not? Because I would have.
No, I was thinking it up in my head.
Nope. I'm not smart enough for that.
I didn't use the cap. Oh, well, he can see it. I don't. But I just was thinking it up in my head.
Aren't you special? Lake Peterson,
71 of 172 laps. We are approaching 100 laps to go, though.
Yeah, it would be not this time by, but next time by. After that, It would be 100 laps to go. Lake Peterson, he has caught up to Jeff Stabnow right on the back bumper of him. You know, Rockingham was notorious for some photo finishes, as Darrell Waltrip used to say. Can we see another one here tonight? We're about 100 laps from finding out. Ooh, Peterson's loose off of turn number 2. That's the second time that 09 car has broken loose like that.
This race again, 167 miles, 172 laps. And as it stands, Jeff Stabnow is leading the way over Lake Peterson. But here comes Lake Peterson trying to close in on him again to take the lead away. Boy, oh boy. Hold on there. 24.
Stabnow in the 24, holding off Peterson for now. But here comes Peterson to the inside. He tried the outside. It didn't work. Broke loose off of turn number 2. This is going to work. And I think Stabnow just let him go. Said, all right, you're faster. I'm not going to push the envelope. You go ahead. Hey, Dan, I see you. You're back there as well. Go ahead.
I got my bubbly, and it's not alcohol either. It's bubbly, sparkling water. So I just had to prove it, you know. Anybody thinking I'm drinking on the job, I'm not drinking on the job, like literally, you know. Yeah. All right. Peterson getting back around Stabnow, and West got around Stabnow too to put him to third. Dan West Jr. second. Guess who's back out in front again? Lake Peterson looking for win number 6. Anderson getting back into the top 5. Greg, right there in 4th now. And Chris White having a quiet night in the top 5.
Chris White has quietly worked his way into the top 5, like you just said, as well. Having a nice run in the number 83 Chris White Racing Ford. A win at Texas earlier this year. Knows how to get it done. Garber behind him in the number 94. And Stephen O'Hare, he's crept his way up into the top 10. There's Carl Berkeley, 53. Frank Harris in the 11. Having issues again and slipping and sliding. Can't get on the pit road. He's going to have to go.
Well, Harris, yeah, Harris back in the grass. Kept on going. Car looked like a modified earlier when he had his accident.
I think he's trying to get to pit road, but
there's a whole blend line thing, and he's not following it.
Well, he didn't have to follow the blend line rule because he was trying to get to pit road the lap before and missed. I think he's trying to get to it this time. That's what it looks like he's going, because right here he broke loose and had a little too much speed, so he wasn't able to get it turned down on the pit road. No, he's doing it again.
No, he is not going to the pit lane. What in the world? What? Where? I'm lost. Frank Harris, what are you doing, buddy? Somebody's on pit road. Oh, there's Ryan Maines on the pit lane. There you go. Maybe Frank Harris is trying to. Maybe Ryan's trying to say, "Hey, Frank, you come to pit road right here." No, he's staying on the racetrack now. He's in the racing groove now.
Maybe he was dealing with the cat. James Vining's not here tonight, so maybe the cat attacked Frank Harris tonight.
I'm the cat man.
Where is James Vining tonight?
I don't know where he's at.
The cat man. Yeah, James Vining's not here tonight. Frank Harris is his teammate. Maybe James left the cat at his house this week, and the cat attacked Frank for a couple laps.
Garber now in 7th.
This is the best battle on the racetrack right now between Garber, O'Hare, and Brightsman. This is going on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th on the racetrack. 6, 7, 8 on screen right now. You're looking at 7th place Stephen O'Hare. Pocono Truck winner earlier this year as Brightsman, the defending Cup champion. Tyler King, Racetrack King on pit road, the teammate to Stephen O'Hare and Dennis Moore. Another Beaver State Racing team or teammate Dennis Moore on pit road. Briar Reynolds, number 12, was up in the top 5 earlier. Dan Lowther in the 63 Northwest Sugar on as well. Will he take the fast repair here? Yes, he will. Fast repair on the 63. Brand new Northwest Sugar Chevy Camaro ready to hit the track. So, Wesley, I was trying to talk Dan earlier today, and coming up to the showdown, he said, no, the wife planned the trip to go see our daughter. I was like, so here's what you do. You tell her, oh, yeah, we're going to see her, and we're all going to Seattle. Oh, look what's there. He said, no, I tried telling her, you go ahead and take Cole, their son, and go see our daughter, and I'll just go up to the showdown. And he said that did not go over too well.
Oh, wow.
I believe the exact words he used was, that went over like a fart in a frying pan. That was the first one I've heard that particular term. There's Jeff Stabnow sitting in the third spot, going past John Ottenbacher. Oh, what in the world just happened? Jeff Stabnow broke loose off of 2 and just plowed up to the wall.
Oh, well.
That's going to open the door for Anderson to get to the bottom and try to break onto the podium here.
And we're coming upon halfway, by the way, in a few more laps. Stabnow losing ground, still hanging into the top 5. They work their way down Thunder Alley into that turn number 3 and 4. Peterson, West, Anderson, Stabnow, along with Chris White, your top 5. That's the way it stands. Halfway is looming. Green flag pit stops also forthcoming. Casey Garber, Stephen O'Hare on the pit lane.
Garber in the number 94. O'Hare was on pit road a couple of laps ago. Waiting to see who else makes the left turn onto the pits. Now remember, a bunch of these cars were off sequence from each other because of those early cautions that set up a long green flag run here. A bunch of cars on some different strategies. Here comes Carl Burke in the 53. Down pit road, he's going to slide into his stall. And here comes Stabnow. Just hit the wall very, very hard up off of turn number 2. Said the car just snapped loose on him. And he said before we went on air that these cars can do it at this racetrack, just snap loose on you. We'll see if he takes the fast repair now or if he elects to just repair some of that damage manually. But I think you're in the second half now. I think if you got that fast repair now, you got to use it.
Green flag pit stops underway just at halfway as well. Coming up.
And fast repair on the 24.
Just after halfway on lap number 91. And Jeff Stabnow in his pit stall, number 24. Here comes not Peterson, but Shawinski is in his pit stall. Frank Harris is in as well.
Noah Shawinski there in the 96 coming down pit road.
Kevin Smith in.
His teammate Lake Peterson still leading the way. Here's Kevin Smith sliding into his stall in the 00. Was caught up in one of those earlier incidents. Hermiston, Oregon driver. Shout out to Hermiston also. Hermiston Raceway, my other home track. I wasn't at the race this weekend because I had to make a choice and went with Wenatchee this week. But Hermiston Raceway, they had their Eve of Destruction, first one in about 10 years. Sold the place out. They had to turn people away because there were no more seats available. That's awesome news to hear from Hermiston that they were able to sell the place out this past weekend.
That's awesome to hear.
You see West. There's Tidrick in the 72 trying to get around Clifford. Tidrick again, the Montana 200 winner. By the way, I didn't mention it. I was bragging about him, all the stuff that he was able to pull off. By the way, he came across the line sideways to take the checkered flag. He got hit coming to the checkered flag. There is a picture. Wesley, I'll send it to you guys. It was legitimately sideways, 90-degree angle across the line, and he still won the race. I'll send you guys the picture.
We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing as we are just after halfway. Dan West Jr. There he is. Trying to run down Lake Peterson, who is right there. Montana 200 winner, lap car. BJ Tidrick behind him. Quick break. we will be back with more. You won't miss a thing. We'll go side by side here from Rockingham.
Wheel to wheel, battle for the race lead. New race lead down the back stretch.
Here comes Training Frederick.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
Just after halfway, welcome back to coverage on LSRTV, the Northwest iRacing Cup Series Round 16. Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz, not Sam. Announcer. Charles Woodnick, him. There you go.
Charles and I have been planning that for about 50 laps now.
I'll kiss my, you know what? I knew you were planning it. Method to your madness, you clowns. Oh, anyhow, we got a new leader, guys. Caden Anderson out in front in the 37 from the outhouse to the penthouse. He's in the lead.
But he has not been on pit road yet. But let's talk about that for a second because he missed the start of the race. He has had to fight back from falling a lap down, caught an early caution to get himself back on the lead lap, and then it's just been slowly, methodically picking his moment and picking his target, making his way up. Now he's in the lead, but he's one of, I believe, 4 cars that have yet to come down pit road. If I'm seeing that correctly. Top 4 have not come down pit road. That's Anderson, White, Brightsman, and Stephen Paulison. Let's talk about the Daytona winner here tonight. We haven't talked about him yet. There he is in the number 58, sitting in the 4th spot, the Jim Beam Toyota. Still has that playoff banner on from last year, but hey, when you win Daytona, you can do whatever you want because you're locked in the playoffs from the get, and he did just that. Steve Paulison locked in to the playoffs with that win at Daytona earlier.
Yeah, Stephen Paulison. He might have struggled the rest of the season, but one thing for certain, he got that Daytona win, and he was the first guy to punch his ticket in to the postseason, to the playoffs, which believe it or not, guys, we're off next week. We're off next week. And then, Greg, we come back with a stretch of at least 5 weeks of racing. From there on, that will set the stage for the playoffs. When we come back after a little break, then it is a round of the playoffs. And we have tracks coming up that include Montreal and the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Texas Motor Speedway, Phoenix, Kentucky, Talladega. 5 weeks to the playoffs, and then it's on to Indy September 13th.
2 Indy races this year as Anderson pits from the lead. That will leave just 3 cars that have yet to come down pit road. I say 2 races at Indy because if you look, Wesley, the playoffs are starting off. We're starting it off with the Indy road course. Then we're going to Indianapolis, the Oval. So 2 straight weeks in Indy to start the playoffs off in September.
Yes. Indy Road Course and the Indy Race Speedway Oval as well. And a man that has won in Indianapolis back to the lead as well.
Yes,
Chris White in the 83.
Yes,
Most recent winner in Charlotte.
He's the defending winner of the Northwest Brickyard 200. Yes, he is.
That's right. Stats paid off.
We are
Circuit
smart.
Gil
That's
Villeneuve.
our
Circuit
first
Gil
time going
Villeneuve,
there, I think.
Montreal.
Yeah, I think that's our first time going to that particular track. We've been to Canadian Tire last year, but I believe that took the place of Canadian Tire this year, if I'm looking at the schedule correct.
He took out Quebec Corner.
Talking about Jeff Stab now, and he still won that race, by the way.
He did. He still. As a matter of fact, that's the last race he won.
Oh, don't bring that up to him. He'll get all kinds of mad at you.
That's his last race win. And that is what track is that?
Canadian Tire.
Yeah, we're not at Canadian Tire anymore. We're at Montreal.
Circuit
We're at Circuit Gil Villeneuve. If you do not, yeah.
I love that track. I miss that track. Happy that's on the schedule.
Circuit Gil Villeneuve will be the next race on the schedule after this week, tonight at Rockingham.
Hey,
The trucks will also be in action.
They're at Nashville this year.
That's right. This weekend, Nashville.
So the way we did this was we wanted to give each of the series a standalone race. As Bryce was on pit road, missed his stall, had to back up a little bit, so he'll lose a little bit of ground in the 46. The defending champion will have to fight back. But we wanted to give each race a standalone race. The trucks got Knoxville.
Well, Knoxville was on dirt.
Yeah, that was the standalone for the trucks. That was the dirt race.
So we were following the NASCAR schedule, right?
Yes, but the Cup Series, this is their standalone. The trucks don't go to Rockingham. We flip-flopped the Nashville weeks to coincide with each series, a standalone race. So the Cup Series, which was at Nashville last week, is coming to Rockingham tonight. The trucks, which were at Knoxville last week, they will be at Nashville on Wednesday night.
Very confusing.
And
then when we come back, after the break next week, we will have then if you will, everybody back on course in same place. Monday night Cup, Wednesday night Cups. ARCA on Friday.
Let me go take a peek at the results.
Except this Friday they're off.
Correct. Let me go back real quick and let me see who won the ARCA race here on Friday night. Gotta go back and look. Give me 1 second to dig through my notes and.
I don't think we broadcasted that race.
No, we did not broadcast it, but we do have the results handy to us. Just gotta find them as we click laps away here.
Well, Chris White is leading the way. Well, down below the apron there at a 2 just a moment ago, but not for long. Here comes Anderson. That's a lap car trying to get back on the lead lap, and Anderson will go back to the lead lap. And Lake Peterson is the man in second. Dan West Jr. third. Dennis Moore, what a run for him, Greg, in a top 5 run right now, man. He's in 4th, Stab now in 5th.
Yeah, he's having a great run. So, fake news on my part. The ARCA Series was at Nashville. Don't have the results of that just yet. They were at Nashville this past Friday night. So, This is the only series at Rockingham this week.
LTAC was at Rockingham on Friday night.
They were. You were on the call for that one.
That was a crazy race. Yes, it was. Yes.
I got to watch a little bit of that one, but I had to get ready for my trip. But I did get to watch about the first 25 laps of that one. Oh, here comes Stab now in the 24, the big run off of turn number 2 to go after Dennis Moore in the 44 as they get around Clifford. Here comes Stab now, fighting back, looking for 4th now on Dennis Moore.
Off of turn 4. Yep, Stab now is there, and he's up to 3rd now as he just cleared by Moore.
We're at 52 laps to go right now. Stab now trying to make his way back up, but Peterson up in front.
Stab now starting to come to the front. He's making some adjustments and making it work. Yeah.
He's got a long way to go. There's Dan West Jr. in the 55 in the lead. Wow, Blake Peterson split into the middle of some lap traffic there. And he's not done yet because Bloom's fighting back on the bottom.
Do we think we'll get a caution flag? That's the question, Greg, as right now we are working on lap
121 coming to 122. Yep.
Chris White to the pit area.
So Peterson got loose as he tried to get past the 25 of Bloom to put him a lap down. Coming to 50 laps to go this time. Half a century left here in this race as they come off of turn number 4. 50 to go for Lake Peterson in the 09. Looking for win number 6 on the season. Dan West Jr., he had a hot start in the Cup Series, however, has kind of slowed down on the Cup side of things. He has not won in the Cup Series since Las Vegas back on April 19th. The Northwest Sugar 200 was the last time Dan West Jr. won a Northwest Cup race. And as a matter of fact, looking through the results, he has only won one race since then. It was an ARCA race at Kansas the last time Dan West Jr. picked up a win. So of the two broadcasted series, the Cup Series and the Truck Series, we have broadcasted a couple of ARCA races, but not all of them. But of all those, Dan West Jr.'s last win was back in April. It's been a while since that 55 was in victory lane. See Brightsman in the number 46 trying to make his way back up after having that shoe on pit road. Moore is in the wall. Dennis Moore in the wall in the 44.
Dennis Moore was starting to fall back. There's no caution called, but we were noticing that he had started falling back. Race continues here. Under 50 laps to go. Peterson, the leader. The pole car. Dan West Jr. second. Stab now to third. Dan West Jr. right there with the leader on the interval, but Jeff Stab now 8 seconds back.
Dennis Moore's in trouble, Wesley. He just snapped loose again. Was able to keep it off the wall this time. But that number 44 is fighting it right now as he gets past Carl Brooks.
Honestly, some of these guys behind Peterson, they want Dennis Moore to slap loose and cause a caution.
They want to be able to catch up to him.
Yeah.
Especially, we're inside 50 to go now. Lake Peterson's trying to pull away. Here comes Tidrick in the 72. Tyler King just wrapping up service. Tidrick coming down pit road now. Here comes Dennis as well. And he needed this pit stop, Wesley.
Yeah, he knew he needed the pit because he had problems, big trouble. Yeah, he did.
Gonna slide onto pit road and find his pit stall.
$129 of 172. Could this be the money stop of the race as well,
I would say so. I think if this race stays green, I think this is indeed the money stop. There goes Quincy Garber in the number 94. He's been up in the top 10 pretty much all day. Slides onto pit road as Moore slides away. Garber been in the top 10 all day, up as high as second. Here he is on pit road.
Quiet night for the pace car. He's only been used like 2 or 3 times, and that's been it.
Yeah, but it was all at the start of the race. It was turning into one of those races where it's like, oh boy, here we go, cautions, precautions. But now we're seeing a long green flag run. Now we get the announcer's jinx coming here anytime in the next 10 laps. That's a Wesley one because I wasn't part of that one.
We're understanding from our producer, Charles, that the reason why the pace car has not come on the racetrack much tonight is because he is protesting after having to go out several times in the previous broadcast that he was about to be used again when Dan West Jr. was dirt tracking it off turn 2 on Thunder Alley. Holy cow.
Good thing he's got a dirt track background in that number 55 because, yeah, wow.
We have guys that are on the racetrack with stents on their tires, including 0, 4, 12, 32, and 40. That's the different number ranges that we're being told drivers are on course with tires. Wow. Talk about strategy here, there. Throw it out the window, Greg. Man.
Yeah, it has been all kinds of different strategies here tonight. It's been so much fun to watch this unfold here as we're in the final push for this one. You're looking at Tyler King, Racetrack King number 21.
Wide open when the lights turn green. Yeah, buddy, that's the Racetrack King. I had to rename it. I'm sorry, Camo. I had to rename it.
Thing, bud. That's a
Kevin Montgomery.
Thing. A good friend of LSRTV, by the way, Camo.
Kevin's a good guy. Yeah, I know him too. Yep. Whoa!
King.
One king to another king sideways.
Oh, is that Daniels Jr. on pit road from second? I think I just saw, a skip for the 55 on pit road.
And well, that goes on. King about got another 0-0 with Smith. Battle for fourth heating up. Here it goes. Bloom. Brightsman. And it fizzled away. It got some of that bubbly and fizzled out.
Yeah, it bubbly.
4 cars, by the way, Greg, on the lead lap. That's it.
It just shows you what a clinic these top four have been putting on. Granted, we are
and Stab now is second.
Granted, we are in the middle of a green flag pit stop cycle, so I'm expecting once of these guys finish up, we'll get most of them back on the lead lap. At least some.
Right. Anderson behind Stab now. That's for second and third. Bloom, the last car on the lead lap. And they are closing in on the interval to Lakerson. But they got a pit. The question is, Greg Rance when?
I would say anytime in the next 10 laps, you can expect the rest of these guys. As Anderson gets by Stab now for second spot. Blake Peterson in the 09 still yet to pull down pit road. He's a ways ahead of him. Here comes Stab now with the 24 on pit road.
Wow. Less than 10 laps, and you were mentioning he comes to the pit lane. Jeff Stab now is in. Money stop. And might I add, Greg, this is something we talked about with Samuel on the LTAC Cup event from Rockingham on Friday night. You got to work your way all the way around this pit lane from turn 4 all the way to turn 2. Cannot make a mistake. Busted on pit lane, entering, speeding, overshooting your pit box, being in the wrong pit box, speeding, exiting. A mistake can be costly here at Rockingham.
And it's so easy to do that at Rockingham. It's a great... it's great that we haven't seen a whole lot of it here tonight because it can be so costly, like you just said, and it's so easy to do here.
There goes Bloom. He's in. He'll give up right now the top 5. He's in his pit stall. You have now Peterson, Anderson, and Brightsman, the 3 cars on the lead lap. And they've all got a pit. So when this honestly, Greg, cycles back around, if it works this way in sequence, Chris White is going to be the new leader. He's back on the lead lap. He just got around Peterson in 83.
That's the difference of old tires versus fresh tires. Here comes Stab now, the 24, who's on fresh
right
tires
there with him.
White.
And this is for first and second right there. Do you see this? White and Stab now. This will be for first and second.
Once this pit cycle continues.
That's right. When this pit cycle continues. Now, if we get a caution, they're SOL. There's going to be a lot of
caution. They're in trouble.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people mired back.
Actually, Stabnown's still a lap down. White just got his lap back, so Jeff Stabnown's got to get all the way back around in order to get it back on the lead lap. So right now, White would be the net race leader. Waiting on Peterson, Anderson, and Brightsman to make their pit stops. One car was up in the wall there. That was the 51 of Troy Daggett that hit the wall.
Troy Daggett was used in the promotions for this race tonight. 51 car. Peterson leading the way. Anderson second. Brightsman third. White fourth. West fifth. 5 cars now on the lead lap. Derwinski's in the back, followed by also Moore, Garber, Reynolds, Stabnow, and King, your top 10.
Trying to fight back onto closing stages here. Oh, hey Wesley, I just got a little bit of a tidbit from crew chief on the 09, Lake Peterson, from Justin Yee, who's normally races in the series. They are saying that the 09, he's good to go to the finish.
No way. There ain't no way possible.
They are saying he's good to go to the finish. The Bumblebees think he can make it to the end. Let's see if he can.
Well, let's see. It should be an exciting final 25 laps or under 25 to go.
There's Anderson in second. Now the question is, what does he think the 09 can do? Does he think he can make it to the end?
Final break side by side, presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group, and we will take you to the checkered flag here at The Rock. There is your saw blade top 5. Lake Peterson looking for win number 6 and back-to-back after he won Nashville last Monday as well.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Wheel to wheel, battle for the race lead. New race lead down the backstretch.
Here comes training partner.
"20 laps to go here at Rockingham." There is Kevin Smith in that 00. The Hermiston, Washington native right now, having a good solid run, but he is a lap down. Chris White, Sean Brightsman battling for position. That is now for 4th and 5th. And as I had mentioned, Kevin Smith right now, he's a lap down, 2 laps down actually in 7th. Rumors are Lake Peterson can go to the finish. Can he do it? That's the question, Greg.
We're inside 20 to go.
He would be the 6th winner this season. He would also go back-to-back after winning the race at Nashville last Monday night.
Brightsman's loose in the 46 as well, so he's starting to lose a little bit of ground. Now, I'm curious, though, what is up with the 37 of Anderson sitting in second? We're hearing rumors Peterson can make it to the end. What about that 37 of Anderson? What's his fuel situation? What's his tire situation in relation to Peterson and Brightsman and company?
Is there any way possible, producer, that we can show you the last time lap they pitted for Peterson, for Anderson, for both actually?
Yeah, let's take a look. And Brightsman too, because we saw how loose Brightsman's getting. Let's see if we can get those last pit stops for those 3 cars right now. The 3 cars left that have yet to come out. If possible, we'll see if we can get it. So here's Peterson.
If possible. I know we can do a pit counter, but I'm wondering if we can. This is the best we can do.
Yeah,
there
work.
you go.
Right. So
okay.
Peterson has 58 laps, coming to 59 on this current. And with about 16 to go, that would mean he has to make it 75 laps on this stint. That's where he's at right now. Now let's see if we can get Anderson.
So what's the average on a race for fuel?
Let's see if we can get Anderson. What's his current stint right now? Oh, Anderson's information hit 51 laps ago. Anderson, if Peterson can make it, Anderson can make it as well. Let's see now about Breitzman, perhaps in the 46. We saw him getting all kinds of squirrely.
Lake's pitting. Yeah, he did. I knew it. I knew it. There was no way he could have went to the finish. He has pitted in the 09.
Now the question is,
Lake
Anderson,
Peterson on the pit lane with 15 laps to go. Maybe somebody might have miscalculated.
Oh, hearing words from the crew. Tires were just too shot on the 09. He could have made it on fuel, but the car was just undrivable.
Oh, wow.
So he was good on fuel, but the tires were just too used up. Now, all eyes turn to the 37 of Anderson.
The Yakima, Washington native.
Had about 8 laps difference on his tires than Peterson. What is the gap between him and Dan West Jr., who is now in second place?
The Yakima, Washington native. Yes,
what? Half the laps on his tires and about, what, a 3-second gap or so? Is that what I'm seeing up here?
So you got to think Anderson's going to have the same problem Peterson is unless he saved some of his tires, saved his rubber.
Got to think Anderson is in total tire conservation mode right now.
And this did put Stabnow back on the lead lap. There is now 6 cars in the lead lap. That's it.
No,
it says they're a lap down. Hashtag fake news, producer.
Producer got tricked.
It's 6 cars in the lead lap.
So West is closing with
under 10 to go.
Half the distance on, but only 10 laps left. He's going to have to get up on the wheel if he wants to get up there with Anderson.
Here we go. Anderson.
You know Anderson's going to try to wheel this thing all the way to the finish. If he thinks he's getting fuel, he's going to wheel it to the finish, or he's going to put the car on the wall trying.
He certainly will. Got himself a big race coming up this weekend as well in real life.
15,000 to win in the Pro Late Models for the Summer Showdown. Just the second time ever that the Pro Late Models have run on the 5/8. First one was about a month ago. He finished in the top 10 in that race.
8 laps to go now for Caden Anderson. Anderson, West, White,
West is
1, 2, and 3. He is.
West
Dan West Jr.'s
It's
coming.
down under 2 seconds, but I don't know if he's got enough time. There you see the white car Anderson up in front. Does West have enough time to get up there? The tires are squealing on the 37. Does West have enough time to track him down?
And you got to wonder as well, will we see that late race caution that can change everything? 7 to go here at Rockingham. They work their way down Thunder Alley. There's the leader. And that was Peterson, actually. Peterson.
A lap down.
Peterson, the last car on the lead, on the lap down. On the tail end of the lead lap, Peterson.
Let's talk for a moment. Caden Anderson, what a story this would be if he could pull this off. Because remember, he started the race from pit road, just barely
1 lap down. Yeah.
He was a lap down before we even completed a lap. And here he is leading the race.
5 to go for Caden Anderson.
But Dan West Jr. is
5 laps
closing.
to go.
West is closing. And Wakefield slipping in front of him. Checking in again. There's the gap. West is there. Dan West Jr. is there. Can he get past Anderson? Here comes Peterson inside as well. This could help Anderson for just a moment as Peterson slows up West just a little bit.
Oh! Dirt track, and it was Peterson for a second. 4 to go. And Anderson's in trouble.
The tires
Anderson's
coming
in trouble.
Dan West is by. Dan West Jr. gets by Caden Anderson.
New leader, Dan West Jr. Anderson. Dirt tracking it down Thunder Alley. 3 to go at the Rock.
The 37 snapped loose, and West was able to pounce.
64 laps on tires for Caden Anderson versus 23 laps on Dan West Jr. Tires are what win races. Harry Hogg used it in that quote, Days of Thunder. And it is true in virtual as well. 2 to go. DWJ to turn 1.
Trying to pull away, and it's a long way back. Solid for second right now. A hero's effort, but Dan West Jr. in the 55 fighting back and picking his moment, capitalizing on the 37 snapping loose, and he's going to take the white flag. The CRN 1 to go.
The CRN 1 to go. One more lap remains for Dan West Jr. Looking to be win number 3 of the season. He's currently 4th in the standings with 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s. Dan West Jr. has punched his ticket to the playoffs, and now, in a crazy turn of events, wins at the Rock.
Woo,
Dan West Jr. gets it done. Caden Anderson used up tires, handling it all, will settle for second. And third, we'll go to Chris White. What a great run for him. Jeff Stabnow just missing the podium, but on the lead lap. And how about Dennis Moore, Greg? A top 5 solid run for him as well in the 44. And we know what's coming next.
After all that, Dennis Moore comes home with the top 5. But Dan West Jr., for the first time since April 17th, wins in the Northwest Cup Series. But Wesley, we're burning it down here. We were at the Rock, so first we gonna rock. Now we gonna roll here with the Northwest High Five.
We are gonna rock and roll with the Northwest High Five, and again, celebration going on. Last time he went to Victory Lane was at Las Vegas, at the Dirt Oval, or the Las Vegas Oval. I'm sorry.
See if anyone can get a good hit on him.
He started the season with the win back in March at Richmond. That was when he swept Richmond, if you remember, in the Cup and the Truck Series. And what in the world are these guys doing? I want to see somebody fly through the air. Come on.
Yeah, me too. First we're gonna
whoa!
Then we're gonna roll.
Took out the wrong car.
There it is.
Nah, they could do more than that. Troy Daggett. Come on, guys.
First we're gonna rock. Then we're gonna roll.
Somebody get like a bonsai and just dart after him. Oh, there you go. BJ Tidrick, the Montana 200 winner, with the assist to the infield pit.
Slid right into his teammate's pit stall, John Ottenbacher. All right, let's take a look at the results.
Your Sawblade.com unofficial results after they're wrecking them here at Rockingham. Cheesy inspirational music, please. Dan West Jr. wins. Caden Anderson sounds like I'm at a circus. Caden Anderson second. Chris White third, 12 seconds back. Jeff Stabnow on the lead lap. Dennis Moore, Sean Breitzman, Lake Peterson, all on the lap down, all the lead laps. 7 cars. Casey Garber, 8th, 1 lap down. Sherwinski, Bloom, your top 10, all the lap down here at Rockingham at the checkered flags. Greg.
Coming home in 11th was Brian Reynolds. Had a great run going in the early stages, up in the top 5. Holds on for an 11th place. Nice finish for Reynolds. Tyler King comes home in 12th. Last car, 1 lap down, 2 laps down. Down through this order was Stephen Paulson, Carl Burke, Kevin Smith, BJ Tidrick, the Montana 200 winner. Stephen O'Hare finally in there, 2 laps down in 17th. Ottenbacher, Lowther, and Daggett, your top 20.
21st, we'll find Judd Wakefield, along with Toby Ritters, the big dog. Red Clifford having problems tonight. Chris Torres, 23rd. Ryan Maines, Frank Harris, top 25. Matt Gelder, Tillman, Cheney, Cooper. The rundown of a great 30-car field, or close to 30 cars, 29 here tonight. And again, Dan West Jr. At one time, we thought it was Lake Peterson. Then we thought it was Caden Anderson. Anderson slips on Thunder Alley down the back stretch with 2 laps to go and opens the door with new tires, fresher tires on the old tires of Anderson that went away, the handling to boot. Dan West Jr. picks up the win. We'll talk to the top 3 and wrap it up from Rockingham when we return with coverage presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group. This is the Northwest iRacing Cup Series on LSRTV, your home for sim racing, and on the Community Radio Network at WeAreCRN.com. Welcome back to coverage of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group. Greg Rance, Wesley Outland, of course, Charles Wooten Hims in the production chair, and what a wild event. Dan West Jr., 3rd win on the year. Another exciting show. We'll talk in Victory Lane here in just a moment, but also the top 3, and we will talk first to Chris White, the Charlotte winner, Indianapolis winner last year, getting ready for this break before the stretch to the playoffs. Chris, a good solid run in that CWR entry, bud. Else for 3rd tonight on the podium.
Yeah, guys, solid run for the Ford Mustang here. Tough track to drive. I really like Rockingham. It's a fun track. It's tricky. Definitely needs those tires. Right front just tears it up. So after that long run, the grip kind of goes away and it gets harder to handle and the car gets a little loose. But overall, solid car, very fast car. I thought I had a strategy there to get it up front and give it a chance to win. I think I did that. Just didn't have enough there at the end.
Chris, we were watching you throughout the course of the race. So the second half of the race specifically, it seemed like every time we checked in with you, you were up in the top 5 after kind of starting a little bit deeper in the field. So it looked like you said once you were able to get the car up into the top 5, it stayed there for pretty much the majority of the race.
Yeah, it was nice running up there in the top 5 and keeping myself from the back there for potential incidents. Running up front was good. Like I said, these guys were hitting pit road, and I was just thinking, well, if I just stay out here for about another 20-25 laps, I could potentially set this up for one more stop race and try to outdo these guys if they had to stop again. And some guys did have to stop, so it played in my favor. Unfortunately, Dan West had some fresher tires there and kind of shot up to the front, and him in the 37 of Caden, they were able to outdo me. So didn't quite get there, but top 3 is definitely a good run, and we'll carry that momentum here as we move forward.
Chris, speaking of momentum, bud, where do you think your chances are going to the postseason after we have this last off week and then a 5-week stretch of racing? Road course coming up at Circuit Guilds Villeneuve the next week in 2 weeks, and then that 5-week stretch to decide the playoffs. And then the first round of the playoffs is for the first 2 weeks, actually. Road course, regular track at Indianapolis, and places you won at last year.
Oh, certainly. Playoffs are fast approaching, and we're certainly getting ready for it. Road courses, they've been a little handful for me this year, and but thankfully I got a win under my belt, so I'm secured in the playoffs. And like I said, we're building up that momentum. We're just trying to put solid finishes together every week, and I think I'm doing that. And we're just trying to set the pace for the playoffs. Indianapolis is a fantastic track. I really like Indianapolis. Like you said, I've got a win there in the Xfinity car and a Cup car, so it's a very good track for me. So hopefully we can go there and get another win.
Sponsors, think about, buddy, on the 83 car.
Certainly. Ford Mustang, I got White House Candle Co. It's something new I'm doing, making candles at home, manufacturing my own candles and wax melts. Website will be up here soon, so I'll put that out there at some point, but you can check it out on Facebook, White House Candle Co. I got to thank Tom Denchel Auto Group for helping out the series, certainly. And then LSRTV, you guys up there in the booth. As always, fantastic broadcast. Appreciate it all. Thanks.
And the national anthem is playing in the background. And we acknowledge Old Glory as well. So thank you, Chris White, in the 83 machine. He will finish injured. I have to pause till the national anthem's done playing. Just give us a moment. Welcome back, and that was Chris White plus the playing of our national anthem. I'm sorry, I'm being American, and I just cannot be talking and with the American anthem playing. Anyhow, back to some more music, and we're going to talk to the runner-up, and it's going to be Caden Anderson. Caden, you got a big real race coming up this weekend, bud, and you've been racing in that Harvest Channel entry number 37, but Harvest Chevrolet entry. Congratulations, second place. You come this close to winning. Is the tires what cost you the race, you think?
Yeah, I think the tires cost me I wouldn't really say the tires, dude. I think when I was trying to let Lake go, I got a little bit loose, and that's how Dan got by me there. But no, I think what cost me the race tonight was just no practice. I was working on my real car, getting ready for this weekend, and rushed home, tried to get on and everything, and so I think just seat time didn't give me the shot at the win here tonight.
Well, Caden, you mentioned you didn't get a lot of practice. You actually missed the start because you were trying to get in because you were working on the real car, taking up every second you can. But this race was kind of a race of never give up for you. You started the race pretty much a lap down right out of the get-go, got that early caution, got back on the lead lap, and then every time we checked in with you, you were up further and further, got up there leading laps. Here you are on the podium. It's got to feel good knowing that despite the fact that you got pinned a lap down early, you're able to come away with a second.
Yeah, it feels good coming away with a second place. I have plenty of second places in my past, and so finishing second to Dan West is pretty cool. Yeah, we started early there, a lap down, and we just kept fighting. And on that last pit stop that I had, I figured, oh shoot, we can go all the way to the green with our way to the finish with the field that we have. So I figured, hey, let's try it, and just didn't get it all the way to the end there and beat Dan. But good job to him.
Well, Caden, man, I know it's second place. You were so close, man, but thank your sponsors, buddy, on that number 37 car. And, man, it was a good run, good race. Simply stayed out of trouble because, hey, that could have been calamity there on that back straightaway. I mean, you literally broke loose, and you could have got into West, and it could have been a bad situation there. But you guys all respected each other, and you just kind of backed away, and you settled for second. That's a good run. Thank your sponsors on the 37, and good luck in the real race this weekend as well, bud.
Thank you. I want to thank Harvest Chevrolet on the LSRTV for hosting all this stuff.
All right, there you go. Caden Anderson ready in the number 2 spot to finish it up here at Rockingham. We go to victory lane now, and his third win this season. Cash in 8 top 5s and now 8 top 10s. Along with his top 5 finishes, having a great year. Driver of the number 55 entry, which he's not won since April. Congratulations, though, Dan West Jr. Welcome back to Lane in the Cup Series here tonight at Rock.
Thanks, guys. Just had to take a chance and pit early, so it's been kind of a dry spell, so I had to try something and get the same back in victory lane.
Dan, it was definitely a wild race here tonight. And what was going through your mind as you closing in on the laps? You know you've got the 37 of Anderson getting bigger and bigger in your windshield. What is going through your mind those final laps as you watch him close in, and then you see your opportunity to pounce?
Well, a lot of things were going on. I mean, I know Caden is really good at saving tires. And so I was obviously using my tires up trying to get there. And then I'm watching the lap counts, click down. And I didn't know. I really didn't know. I could see the gap getting shorter and shorter, but I just didn't know by the time I got there if he was saving, if there was anything left. And I think it really would have been a really good race, guys. I really do. I think if Caden just wouldn't have slipped up there, and it would have been an awesome race to watch towards the end there. But obviously, I was definitely on fresher tires, but I definitely used them up trying to get to them too. So,
Well, third win this season. Where would you compare this win up to all the other wins you've had this season so far? From from Richmond to, obviously the other wins you've had this season, to the truck wins, obviously, too. Where would you rank up this finish as a one to come to victory lane when it's said and done, Dan?
Well, I rank it up there with all of them, man. I mean, they're all hard to come by, as I'm sure Caden and Chris can attend to. Is that this is a tough league. Lake Peterson really was the guy to beat tonight, and I'm not really sure why he didn't pit when I did. But I'm sure if you ask him, I'm sure he'd say he wished he would have. But this is a tough race. I mean, I'm tired. I mean, it was like these guys are saying, it eats tires, and so to be able to pull this off feels pretty good.
Sponsors, man, thank them.
LSRTV, you guys are the best. Tom Denchel Auto Group and Effective Web Solutions. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Northwest Racing Series, putting this on, and all the admins behind the scenes that put in all the work. Thanks, guys.
Third win this season for the Cup Series. Driver of the number 55 out of Spokane, Washington. That is, of course, Dan West Jr. All right. Greg, your final thoughts as we wrap her up here tonight from the Rock. We get ready for the trucks at Nashville this Wednesday night. We have a nice little 1 week break, and then we have a 5 week stretch until the playoffs.
Yeah, it's always fun to get to go to Rockingham. It's a kind of a shame we don't get to see the trucks here, but like we said on the broadcast, we had them at Knoxville. That was their one-off race. That was so much fun to watch, and the trucks will get to tear it up at Nashville, not the fairgrounds, the big super speedway, the 1.2-mile concrete oval. That's where we're headed on Wednesday night with the truck series. Looking forward to that one, as I wasn't able to make it to the Cup race at Nashville last week. Looking forward to that, but man, such a fun race at the Rock. Gotta love it when it's a hot racetrack that's already a cheese grater as it is. Tire management comes into play just about every single time we're here. What a race this was. Congratulations again to our podium, Dan, Caden, and Chris. Looking forward to Wednesday, but man, that was a fun one.
And by the way, the next event for the Northwest Cup Series will be after a 1 week break next week. They'll return to action on Monday, August the 2nd at, of course, the Montreal track. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve will be the next event for the Cup Series, and that will be on August the 2nd as well. As Greg reiterated on, trucks, Nashville, Wednesday night, we'll have it for you. And if you'd like to know more information, go to Tom Denchel Automotive Group on social media and LSRTV, LiveSimRacing.com, CRN Sports at We Are CRN, all of the social media outlets as well. And we will give you a send-off here tonight with the final thoughts done by Greg. When it's said and done, it is Dan West Jr. going to win here at the Rockingham Speedway. For everybody at Rocket Media, for Jeff Stabnow, in the production chair as always, Charles Wooten. For Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Thanks for joining or listening. Congratulations to Rockingham winner, third of the season, to Dan West Jr. Be good to one another. We'll see you for the Cup action on the road course in Canada, virtually on iRacing August 2nd.